Hi guys, I am Muchakwa again with Maths XYZ, and in this lesson we will still be continuing with the effect of different compounding period in financial mathematics. Alright, in the first lesson when I introduced the effect of different compounding period, I told you guys that the interest rate can be compounded daily, weekly, it can be compounded quarterly, monthly, I mean to say quarterly, and also the semi-annually, and then annually, of course. Then I also explained this two equation to you that we have two equation, which is the compound growth where the investment increase, and also the compound decay where the investment depreciates. So with this equation, this method is also called the reducing balance method. Yeah, we'll just jump into a question, and then you guys will understand more when we're doing question that how does the different compounding period affects investment in financial mathematics. Alright, some of the things I've already explained them in the previous lesson, so you can check the previous three lessons to understand more on the effect of different compounding period in financial mathematics. Alright, here we have Rabe invested 2,500 into a saving account that offer an interest rate of 6.25% per annum compounded quarterly. How much will Rabe have after 8.5 years? So this is 8.5 years. In this question here, we are told that the investment is 2,500, which is our principal amount P. Then in the equation which we'll use, the equation of compound growth, reason being we are not told of that the investment will depreciate. So now we will use the compound growth because this investment of 2,500 after a period of 8.5 years, it will be more than the principal amount. And then here we have 2,500, which is our principal amount, plus I, which is interest rate is 6.25%. This will be divided by 4. Reason being, the interest rate will be compounded quarterly, and we have 4 quarters in a year, so that means that we have to divide our interest rate by 4. So here we'll divide by 4 and multiply by 8.5 years. These are the number that the investment will stay in the account. And then we also have to multiply this by 4 because the investment will be compounded 4 times in a year. And then now we'll just punch that into a calculator, and we'll see how much 2,500 will be in a period of 8.5 years. So the 6.25% is the interest rate. We divide that by 4 because it's compounded quarterly, and we also multiply the period, which is 8.5 years, by 4 because it will be compounded 4 times in a year. Here the investment will be equals to 4,335. Sorry, 4,235. It's actually a 2 here. It's 4,235.21 cents after 8.5 years. So Rabe would have gained 1,735 in a period of 8.5 years. So this investment was actually a gain because this person actually gained the 1,700 in 8.5 years. Alright guys, I hope you understood this question here. So moving on to the next one, which is this one here. In this question, it says that Mpo's car, which was bought 5 years ago, we now have the period, is now worth 80,434.88 cents. And then it says, what was the original purchase price, which is P, of the car if it depreciates? In this case, they already said that it will depreciate. So that means that we have to use the compound decay equation at 8% per annum compounded daily. Alright, now the equation that we'll use, because it will depreciate, is a minus here, it will be a compound decay method. Then here we are actually given the now worth of the car, which is 80,000, and that's equals to A, and what we're trying to look for is P, which is our principal amount. Then having P as our subject to the formula, it will be P is equals to A divided by 1 minus I to the exponent of n. Alright, with that being so, we know that with the interest rate now that it will be compounded daily, we have to divide by 365 and also multiply the period by 365 because it will be compounded daily. Then now we'll have P is equals to A, which is 80,434,88 divide by 1 minus the interest rate here is 8%, divide by 365 to the exponent of, we know it's 5 years multiplied by 365, and this will give us the value of P, the original purchase of this car. So sorry guys, it will be 18,434,88 cents divided by 1 minus 8% divide by 365 into an exponent of 5 multiplied by 365, and this gives us 120,000. So the original purchase of the car, it was 120,000, and after 5 years the car has reduced to be worth 80,434. So that means that buying this car, it was actually an investment which will be depreciating over time. Alright guys, I decided today to give you the amount that you have to decide to divide with. So if it's daily, that means that with your I you will divide by 365, and with your N you will multiply by 365. N is the number of years, and those number of years you have to multiply with 365. Actually, let me use a different marker when I write N for N. So with your N it will actually be N multiplied by 365. Alright, then moving on, if you have to be compounding weekly, that means that your I will be divided by 52 and your N will be multiplied by 52. So whatever you divide with, you must also multiply your exponent of I with that number. So here with monthly, okay, monthly you have to divide by 12, and your I you have to multiply it by your N, you have to multiply, N, which is the period, multiplied by 12. And then comes quarterly. Quarterly you have to divide your N by 4 and multiply your N by 4. Alright, okay, and then that will bring us to semi-annually. Semi-annually, that means that your I you have to divide it by 2 and your N you have to multiply it by 2. And the last one that it will give us to bring us to annually, of which your I you divide it by 1 is the same as you don't do anything, and your N you have to multiply it by 1. So with this compounding period, the effect of compounding period, wherever you see that there is daily, you should always have in mind that somewhere you will be divided by your I, the interest rate with 365, and your period with multiplied by 365. Alright guys, I hope this will come handy and it will help you when you are answering questions in financial mathematics on the effect of a different compounding period. Alright guys, please don't forget to subscribe to Maths XYZ channel on YouTube so that you'll be able to get notification when we upload videos. Thank you.